Hey guys, Victor from Maximal Learning here, and thanks for checking out Max. So today I'll walk through what Max is and how exactly you can best leverage our app. So in short, Max is an AI ed tech startup built with students for students, and we're dedicated to empowering students to become better learners. Max is a great resource for students because students can sync all their calendars and assignments with Max and deal with sort of a mono platform, one source of truth, instead of clicking back and forth between Google Calendar, Outlook, Canvas, and Google Classroom, all that jazz. Also, Max is really fun to use for improving planning skills because it lets students just rant and brain dump about their day or week, and then Max will get all of that stuff accounted for on the calendar and on the task list. And anything you do in Max via the UI is also doable via the AI and vice versa. So it's a great tool regardless of whether you want to click around or chat with Max or even text Max via SMS. It's all the same data. So anyway, let's go ahead and walk through how exactly to use the Max app. Alright, so once you've navigated to the Max app, you can go ahead and log in with Google or Apple here. I'm going to log in with Google. And the next step is to input a phone number so that Max can send you helpful text reminders about your upcoming assignments and events and stuff. And after you've verified your phone number, you can actually import some calendars. So I'm going to import from Microsoft because I have a lot of work stuff on Outlook and Teams and stuff. So that's what I'm going to do, and we're going to see that reflected in Max. And then continuing to the next step, we can connect to our school's assignment system. So that could be like Canvas or Google Classroom, any of those learning management systems that can output an ICS file. So I'm just going to press Add Assignment Feed here. I'm going to import all dates. I'm going to input a link here, an ICS link from Canvas. Going to give it a custom name. This is pretty much MCAT study stuff, so I'm going to call it MCAT study feed. And then I'm going to press sync. All right, so all the syncing is done. We're just going to press next. This is the fun part. Which idea do you vibe with? So K-pop, goats, Kiwis, speed walk, and so on and so forth. Yeah, I think I really vibe with the speed walking, so let's press that. And here you see we've gotten our first Max card here. So in Max, you'll get rewarded with a bunch of these weird, beautiful little Max cards whenever you complete major tasks. And I think that's just so fun, so delightful. Sounds good to me, so let's move on. We're all done with the onboarding now. It's that simple. And now quickly going through the product tour a little bit, let's start. So the first thing you see is home. This is kind of a summary of your day. And as you can see, we already have some events here imported over from our work Microsoft Outlook calendar. So that's pretty useful. And we got this summary up here of what's going on today. So I think that's pretty delightful, pretty useful. We already have a lot of data already. Next step, looking at chat. This is where you could rant and brain dump to Max and tell Max about whatever stressors or events are coming up and get you planned. This is the task list. As you can see, we already got some unscheduled stuff imported over from Canvas. So that's really fast, really helpful, and we'll get that scheduled ASAP. Next up, we got the plan. So this is kind of your calendar. You got the week view, you got the day view, and we got here some unscheduled stuff that we could drag into our plan. And as you can see, our calendar is already fully populated, and that's because I synced up with the Microsoft Outlook calendar. So now that we've gone through our product tour, we can chat here with Max now. So he's asking about my name. I'll just call myself Quan. My name is Quan. So now Max is asking about, what are some specific things I want to get done today. So I'll just go ahead and brain dump. I'll just rant about all the stuff I got to get done today, and Max will get me all set up. So let's do that right now. Alright, so these are all the things I gotta get done today, so I just brain dumped to Max about that, and let's see what Max does for us. So it looks like Max has actually captured all of these tasks and kind of noted that these are some things we gotta get done. I see here in the task tab that we got some new stuff to check out, and boom. These are all the stuff that I just ranted to Max about, and it's already on the task list. And if we go over here to plan, we can see that we can actually drag these unscheduled items into a specific slot. So we just covered how you can capture tasks in Max just by chatting and brain dumping in Max. But another great way to do this in Max is you can actually capture tasks and events by attaching a file. So for example, we can attach a syllabus that's full of tasks and have Max extract those. So I'll show you guys how to do that right now. You just press this attach button and attach a PDF or screenshot of the syllabus. I've got a screenshot here and I'm sending it over. And it looks like Max has found all the assignments in the syllabus. And I'm just gonna go ahead and confirm here with Max. And boom, looks like we've captured all of these tasks from just the screenshot of the syllabus. It's really that easy. And the reason this feature might come in handy is if you have a syllabus with, let's say, 20, 30, 40 assignments over the course of a semester or a quarter, it'd be really, really tedious to just input all of those. So it's really great that you can just send over this screenshot or a PDF of your syllabus or your schedule. And if we go into an individual assignment here that was captured from the syllabus that I inputted earlier, we'll see that it's properly labeled with CSE 121, which is the course that this assignment came from, with the proper due date as well. And so that's going to save us a lot of time if we have dozens and dozens of assignments in the syllabus. Now, if we go back here to the task list, we see that we got all of these unscheduled tasks here, but we can actually mark some of these as important. So let's look at these tasks and figure out like what's most important to us. I really got to go to Safeway, so I'll mark that as important. As you can see, it comes up here to this up next and high priority section. So I've marked all of these as important, and we can see here that they're all in this up next and high priority section. And if we go here to the home section, we see that our most important stuff is reflected in our summary for today. So for this item here, study for the LSAT, if we want to actually add some more granularity to this item and add some sub-steps, we can just go ahead and do that in the chat. So I've actually just written out the steps that I gotta do in the chat here. I'm just gonna send it over, and boom. You can see here that we have subtasks now for this larger parent task. Very helpful, lets me chunk things down step by step, and it makes studying a lot less intimidating and a lot more approachable. And the thing is, a lot of us struggle with accountability, like we need some friends to hold us accountable with tasks and homework and stuff. And the great thing is you can actually do that within Max. So if we go into this study for the LSAT task again, we can actually go to this share button here and add collaborators. So if I actually want to study with Kevin here so that he can hold me accountable for this task, make sure I get this task done, I can just invite him like so. Now going back to the plan tab here, we can actually go to our unscheduled items and drag things into our day and plan out our day step by step. So study for the LSAT, I want to do that at 3 p.m. Eat lunch, I want to do that before I study for the LSAT so I have a clear mind, and so on and so forth. Now once we have our day planned, let's go back to home here and let's assume that we've actually completed a lot of these tasks. So if I've studied for the LSAT already, I can mark it as done. And when you complete important tasks in Max, you'll actually get these silly little beautiful Max cards here. And then if you want to keep track of all of the stuff that you've completed to feel good about your progress, you can just go to the task bar here and you can look at your done column. It looks like you got a lot done here, so that's great. And then finally, if you're a forgetful dude like me, you can actually go back to the Max chat here and you can tell Max to remind you about certain things. So, for example, I can tell Max to remind me about lunch. And then once you've sent out that request, Max will send you a reply about how it will be sure to remind you at the designated time. And it'll remind you via SMS, so it'll just feel like a friend. Now the crazy thing is not only do you get those SMS reminders from Max, you can also just reply to Max or plan things with Max via SMS. Super convenient. And that's my basic overview of Max. It's a really great and easy way for students to just brain dump and rant and get their day all planned out. Very low stress. And again, it's also a great place for students to have kind of a mono repo showing all their stuff from Google Calendar, Outlook, Canvas, Google Classroom, and so on and so forth. Really easy stuff. So yeah, thanks for listening to my little pitch, my little spiel on what Max is. We're really excited about building this tool to make life a lot easier for students so that they can save a lot more time and touch more grass. It's been Victor from Max, and thanks for tuning in.